welcome to a mini episode special of number 2 for Mother's Day. So, yes, exciting. This is to commemorate and hopefully give a little insight as to what our moms did for us growing up. And we'll see if this goes well or not, because honestly, both of us are a little tired. But
tired? Who, us?
wanted-
What? No.
yeah, I know, like, right?
Talk about.
Yeah, anyway, we're hoping to do it in a slightly different format, so I'll hand it over to Ollie to explain a little twist to what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, so we have a total of 6 prompts here within our trusty notes. 6 questions, prompts, and for the first 3, we are going to do it in kind of almost like this mild mini rapid fire, first word, 5 words, explain this in 5 words type of thing. So just to do things a little bit differently, kind of shake things up. In case you guys have not noticed, both of us can be a little long-winded.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's because we do not have a gift for words. Not at all. No, we don't. That's not a thing. So what we're trying to do is see if it's possible for us to make our point in under 5 sentences. So so we're gonna see how this goes. Liv, do you want to give us the first prompt or the first question?
Okay.
My bobber there.
Yeah. What are some pros and cons to motherhood?
Okay. Pros and cons. We're doing 5 words.
Yes. So we'll just.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I prepared a little bit for this one, so I actually think I might have 5 words here.
Ooh, yay.
No, I have 7. Gosh dang it. Okay. Well, anyway, so for pros, I've got some for both pros and cons. So for pros, I have a pro of being a mom is purpose, love, to be loved, fulfillment, pride, joy. I have beauty and blessing. For
nice.
the pros, yeah.
Nice.
And then for cons, I have loss of time and loss of freedom, loss of independence, tired, stressful, long hours, no pay, and thankless.
That's
mothers!
Untrue, yeah.
What you do?
Yes. Mine's are probably very similar to yours, but this is going to be off the cuff, folks. So we'll see how this goes. For pros, I was thinking of legacy.
Ooh.
Well, inspirational.
Ooh, yes.
Would be huge. So satisfying to, I think.
Yeah.
Eternal, maybe, would be a good word to throw in there. And then character development. Those are 2 words, but together. Yes. And for cons, that would be exhausted. I'll just borrow a few because stressed is definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, lots of stress. Stress.
Yeah. I think my other one would be it's a sacrificial thing, so you're very empty at the end of that in many cases. Bewildering.
Bewildering. I was like,
yeah.
be what now? I was bewildered at what you said. I was like, huh?
Wow.
No, that was me. I just can't hear anything.
I'll project. How about that?
No, your volume was great. My listening ability is just
0 at some point.
hello. Yeah,
Yeah, bewildering.
that's a good one. I like that word.
Yeah. Confusing
Oof.
and challenging.
Mm,
Yeah.
yep.
I think that's 5.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
The second question, Ollie.
Oh, sure. Okay, something that we're thankful for or that we appreciate.
Ooh. Love. Discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Supportiveness. Wisdom. And endurance.
Ooh. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And there's so much more too. So it was really hard to choose, but I think those are the things that I appreciate.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I know two of the two things that I thought of like off the bat because I have them in my notes here. Referencing the notes. Sacrifice and support, like you had said. I'm very, very thankful and very appreciative of that. Patience.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Mother, for your patience with me. Oh, let me think. I guess understanding. I guess teaching.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah.
homeschool kid here, so very thankful for my mom teaching, and then just in general, moms teach.
Oh yes. They don't even have to speak. Sometimes you're just watching them.
It's just
their own teaching through actions.
Yeah. Yep. Very, very true. Catchphrase or advice or something like that mom says like all the time.
I think one for me was prayer. Like if you have a question or whatever, always go to God in prayer.
Yep.
And I don't know if I have 5, but that's one. Avoid coffee.
You said don't drink.
Yeah, don't drink coffee.
Yeah. Oh, my mom says that one too all the time. She's like, "Oh, not the coffee," and I'm like, "Yes, the coffee."
Yes, it makes me happy.
I love you, Mom, and coffee. I love Mom and coffee. I can't lie.
Yeah, those are like the top 2. I'll probably come up with more. If you want to take over while I think of the other
Yeah, no problem. I've got well, one thing that my mom always says is it is what it is.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is what it
annoying, but it is.
I'm like, no. How about it is what it's not what it's no. I don't want it, whatever it is, we need to fix it. We need to change it. What it is not good. And because it is not good, it is not okay.
So it isn't what it is anymore.
No.
What is a proven wrong moment where your mom said something and you thought, no way I would do that, or I'll prove you wrong, and then something happened and you stopped and had that moment of, My mom was right. Shoot.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I do have a small tale about that. So my mom is very health conscious. Like I'm telling y'all, if you have any ailments, like ask my mom. Because my mom most likely knows what could be wrong with you, and if she doesn't, I am telling you right now, she Googles the heck out of these things. My mom is a research wizard. She will find, you know how when you Google, like, oh, I'm having like a headache, or I feel, this type of sick or what have you, I'm tired. When you Google it, they give you like 24 hours to live. They're like, you have some really rare disease and you're going to die. Google loves to be dramatic like that. Well, my mom, she's able to find the stuff that will not say that, but will actually help you figure out what is wrong with you.
Mm.
It's getting to the point now where I'm just like, do I even need to go to the doctor? My mom can figure out what's happening better than they can. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So my mom is really, she likes a lot of like the all natural stuff. She goes for the, the all natural. Now I can't remember what the word is for that.
Holistic medicine,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think is what it's called.
Yeah, yeah. So, and she's very good with that. That's actually something that I admire about her, the fact that
Mm.
that she's so knowledgeable in that area. Um, but for me, whenever, if I'm just like, I'm just feeling really depressed, or I'm feeling, really tired, or I'm having this problem or that problem, and if I'm just in like a bad mood and I'm just venting, my mom will be like, did you take your vitamin B? If you're having trouble thinking, have some, like, take some fish oil. Fish oil will help you, like, take 2 capsules a day, or if I'm like, having like trouble breathing or something, she'll be like, well, did you take your iron supplement? And or she'll be like, don't forget to take the the ashwagandha and the zinc and the zumka and the it's like a Dr. Seuss book. I'm just like, what are
All
these?
of the names are so strange. They're like aliens.
I know.
Yeah.
And so, my mom's saying all these things and I'm getting all annoyed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, mom, it's not the point. That's not what, no, I'm just depressed because of life and blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to a friend of mine or a coworker or perfect stranger on the street going, yeah, I've just been feeling tired lately. I'll be like, oh, hey, maybe you need to take an iron supplement. And I'm like, mother? People will be like, I've just been feeling depressed lately. And I'm like, oh, if it's like in the middle of winter, people are like, I've been feeling depressed lately. I'm like, well, you should be taking some vitamin D. Vitamin D, you need to up your vitamin D in the winter because, you're not getting as much sunlight. So vitamin D helps with, and I'm like, oh gosh, dang it, my mother was right. And I have found for myself as well, like, yeah, vitamin B is really good for, if you have like low energy. And then, vitamin C helps with like literally everything. Like, you start feeling a scratchy throat, vitamin C and water.
Yep.
Start having like a stuffy nose, vitamin C and water. Like all of these, like, and I find that it does. And so, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, mom, I concede. I concede to you.
Oh man, yeah. One particular incident with me was when my mom was talking about my bad habit of having coffee, and this is normal for
Yes.
everybody, right? Like at least for the teen slash young adult age group. Um, and like it's such a common knowledge that you wouldn't think that you would fall into that trap. Well, after this several long lectures of my dearly beloved mom gave I was under a lot of stress, and my coping mechanism is often things that would at least give me slight boost of happiness, which is not always in the best way, which is for me, mine was coffee. And I
Mm-hmm.
drank so much that I think it was um it's like one of those little carafe things, like the glass one with the little spout, and you can just heat it underneath. So it was like
Yep.
about half full or something, and I drank all of it. I became so sick and nauseous. Like it was just to the point where I wasn't sure if it would stay in my stomach or not. And that and I don't know if I couldn't remember if I had to go to work that day or not on top of
Ugh.
everything, but I had this huge headache that from that. And I was completely wired as well. And then like I was both like having a high on coffee while also simultaneously being very, very sick and then like so tired all together combined.
Oh,
It was a huge mistake on my part.
that
It,
is,
and
oh, that's
ever
awful.
since then, I have not drank that much coffee all together all at once just because that was just such a bad experience.
Oh, the trauma.
It was. And that was definitely a proven right moment for my mom. I was just like, thanks. Maybe it was what I actually had to needed to experience first before I actually grasped my mom's true worry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my moment where it's kind of funny, but at the same time, like, oh, how embarrassing moment for me. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah. The second question for the personal one is favorite memory. What's your favorite memory of your mom?
When I was like 11, 12, 13, and I think maybe 14 as well, there used to be this women's conference called Women of Faith. It was just like this huge 2-day conference for women. Um, and they would always come to Hartford, except one horrible year when they came to Boston. I don't know who designed the streets of Boston, but let me tell you, they were on something and they were confused. Meanwhile, New York planned everything perfectly. They are a grid system. Everything is like
Oh,
nice and organized. Boston,
I remember now. Yeah, I've been to Boston before. I think it's partly because they were not planning to expand the city,
that's
and it just
yeah.
did not work out very well. They did the best they could, but not well.
Yeah, well, yep, it shows that it just is no, 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 no. We ended up going we ended up going down a one-way street the wrong way.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure a car started coming down. So that was super. Yeah, that was at that point I was like, let's just ditch the car. We'll walk the rest of the way.
Save ourselves, mom.
It
Run
was
out the door.
terrible. It was terrible. Thankfully, they only came to Boston once. After that, everything was still in Hartford, and that was so much better.
Maybe they learned from that experience
Woo!
too. Like they got
I
so
know.
many calls from people saying, "We got lost trying to find you."
And like the thing was too, we could literally see the venue. Like we were on a street, we like looked over, we were like, it's right there. Could we just go like down the street and right there? No, no, we
No.
literally had to go. We had to go around. No,
Yep.
no. I am a proud New Englander from Massachusetts. I am proud. But Boston, my love, get your act together. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so that's besides the point. Well, that was on top of the point, not besides. It was on top of the point. Okay. Um. So yeah. So my mom, technically, I was kind of young for women of faith because I was like 11, 12.
Mm.
But my mom didn't really have anybody else to go with, and so she brought me. It was our thing every year after that. So I just remember those weekends with my mom, just like And it was funny because going to Women of Faith, they were all older women who were talking. So they were talking from older women perspectives,
Mhm.
from, perspective of grandmothers and, or still, moms, but like moms with older kids.
Mm.
So, they were talking about menopause and just all these things. And so I was like the youngest, except for maybe like a mom who brought like her baby or something. I was probably the youngest woman there, surrounded by all these women who were laughing about older women things, and yet I still found it funny, and like I could understand enough to be able to appreciate the humor and just the life behind it. um but those times with my mom, like, those were some of the best experiences ever
Mhm.
with my mom, just being able to, I don't I can't even explain it. I don't even know how to put it into words what it meant for me to be able to have that time with her.
I actually had jotted down moments that I made my mom laugh. Like which are like
Oh,
moments,
yes.
but they're like the best ones because sometimes when you just um it's hard to get your parents to laugh in general sometimes. So
Yeah.
like when you have a really, really, really good one, then it's just like it just sticks in your memory as like gold star moment in your life. So I'll
Well
exactly.
done there, Libby. You did a good job today.
Yeah. So I was I'll give you one moment of that example before I give you my second one. And hopefully they both will be brief, hopefully. So
Yeah.
uh,
For storytellers, it's hard to say.
yeah, my dad had a hip surgery. And I think the reason I don't even remember why we even had this, but there was it had something to do with like me trying to mention about his walker because when you first have your surgery you have to have a walker, and then you
Yeah.
go to a cane, right, and then to nothing or
Yeah.
however
Yeah.
there's steps to healing. um so I was trying to remember the name of the walker, but for some reason the word cane was the only thing that came to mind. So my mom was washing dishes in the little sink that we have, and I finally just said cane, and they corrected me. I think it was my dad that corrected me saying, "Hey, no, you meant Walker." And I was like, "Who cares? It's part of the Kane family anyway." And my mom, like, there's this split second of her like processing what I just said. And then she just started busting out laughing to the point where like she literally stopped what she was doing, still pan in hand, her other hand holding the scrubber, and she leans over double, almost over, like having almost her head in the sink. And she just starts laughing so hard that she didn't even really she was struggling to breathe a bit.
Those are the best.
Yeah, and
Those are
it
the
was
best.
so unexpected. I was like taken aback. I remember just staring at her and go, "Oh, that was like not planned at all, but I'm very, very glad that you found it hilarious." And of course I wanted to, we ended up I ended up asking like why it was so difficult. And she's like, there's three different layers or different ways you could have answered that. And one of them came to mind, like she was just saying that like to refer the Kane family or like as objects to help you walk around as persons was hysterical to her mind, on top of the fact that I was trying to defend my word of choice. So I was like trying to be like all warrior about it, defend my honor kind of thing. And then to me, I was just like thinking, oh man, Cain and Abel came to mind. And I was just like, like that. That could have been another layer. So that was one of my favorites, was just realizing that, catching my mom off guard, that unexpectedly, was like such a great thing for me. So our last one for everyone, in wrapping up our special mini episode, is what is our favorite in our inspirational moments, or something that you were inspired by your mom? Like,
Okay, so when I thought of this, when I was thinking about this, um, this prompt, the number one thing that came to my mind was my mom's faith.
mm,
Um, she she just loves God so much, and I would always, when I was younger, I would think to myself, my mom was born to be a Christian, like, and not just a Christian, but she was born to follow Jesus. Like I was like, that was like what, like it like comes so naturally to her, like on the outside it just seems
mm,
to come so naturally to her. um I know it doesn't. I know it's hard for her just like it is for everybody else, because faith is hard. It's um following God can be so challenging. um
yeah.
but my mom has such endurance, and
Mm,
she has so much inner strength. um and it all rides on the fact that she has this unstoppable hope
mm,
in Christ. Like, she she has this incredible vision where she can just see ahead, and she knows why she's running this race.
mm,
Like, and it doesn't, like, so many, my mom has gone through a lot. I've put her through a lot. My siblings have put her through a lot. um Marriage has
mm.
put her through a lot, like, but so much of what she's gone through, like, not everybody could make it through what
Mm,
my mom has gotten through. um and I know that if you were to ask her how she did it, she would just say that it was by the grace of God.
mm,
It was because she knows where her eternity lies,
mm,
and she knows that heaven and what God has planned for us in the next life is going to far outweigh the pain and the trial of this life, and that what we do here, like, God is working in that. Like, she just has, it's I have seen my mom's faith tremble, but it has never been moved.
mm.
And that is just a testimony to, like, just how amazing God is,
Yeah.
and what he's done in her. And I'm like gonna cry. I'm just so blessed
Mm,
to have had a mom, to have a mom who loves Jesus more than anything else, because she's taught me how to do that.
mm. Yeah.
So, yeah, that is the most inspirational thing for me, is just seeing her faith in action.
Yeah.
So,
That's a beautiful thing.
this tissue was not planned. I'm fine. Your turn.
Yes. As you're talking, I admire my mom for a lot of things, but it just came to me just now what I want to say. My mom is very, I think I admire her most about her acceptance.
Mm.
And that's really, so I'll describe it, define what I mean by that. Um, we come from well, her background, she comes from a lot of adopted family structure. So her
Mm.
acceptance, for her, she grew a lot about under feeling like she wasn't accepted a lot, um,
Mm.
or was not like she didn't have to try to earn love or anything. I think that was there's a I might not be describing it right, um but anyway, her, there's a lot of adoptions on her side of the families, and her
Gotcha.
um grandfather, I think, was an adopted, or her dad, sorry, was a adopted member, and then she was off, her mom married into another family on top of that, and then her adopted sister is from India,
Oh,
India, not from North America. So there's a lot of different nationalities that were come into,
wow.
and so she learned to accept a whole bunch of different people,
Yeah.
over time, and that natural beginning, I think, developed in her character into accepting not only what God's will for her was in being adopted into a spiritual family, but also to open her heart to adoption for her as an option for her for in her marriage,
Yeah.
to my and on my dad's side, there's a whole history of divorce. Even then, she accepted a lot of her family, her situation,
Wow.
and managed to do it. And she has such a heart for acceptance that her gifting, I admire her, is this hospitality. She's the one who
Yeah.
made our home to the point where we can invite anyone in, and whether they fall asleep or they're reading books, or like, not in the bad way, I'm just saying that they're so comfortable, that my mom
Yeah.
made the house so comfortable that they're willing to be themselves and be able feel free to open our albums, or do an art project on the side, or you know
Yeah.
um and growing up, I didn't realize what was going on, but I think that inspired a lot of me realizing that hospitality isn't just about, like, we need a huge display about it. It could be simple
Yeah.
as a cup of coffee and sitting down in the kitchen and talking and being there with another person. Um, you don't even necessarily have to like them at first, but you get to know them and accept them into your own house and let them,
Yeah.
um, it help them grow, or just have a peaceful resting moment. So I think that that's what I admire about my mom, is that she was so strong, that she grew from, like, being uncertain or not even sure if she was accepted fully for just who she was, to accepting almost all of these different people and scenarios, and adopting me and my younger brother, and from yeah. So I think that's what I there's so much more I can
I
talk about.
know. So
Yeah, I
many,
keep saying that.
so many things. Yeah.
But I think that's what I admire my mom about the most, is that she's got so much character, in that one word, kind of like
Yeah.
tendrils, out
Yeah. Yeah.
there. So yeah, I'll end it with
Ah,
an inspirational moment. But if reaching out to our audiences, if you have
yeah.
like a favorite one word description of your mom, that would be great,
Yeah.
or even a verse maybe about what does you can
Yeah.
we didn't even do
Yeah.
that, but yeah, we just wanted to do a quick series mini episode for Mother's Day.
Yep. Yep. And to our moms, like specifically our moms, and to all of the moms out there, you all work so hard, and like we mentioned earlier, like it's stressful. Oftentimes it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
And it's never ending. It is a never ending thankless job. But we really are truly, truly grateful for you, Mom, and moms, all of you moms out there. Um, you are so precious and so important, and God gave a really special gift to the world when He created the concept of mom. Um, so for this Mother's Day, we both pray that you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day, and just that you feel God's love and His blessing on you and His favor upon you, not just for Mother's Day, but for this whole entire year. So yeah, we love you guys, and we thank you and we honor you with this video.
Thank you, all mothers around the world, and to my mom as well.
Yes. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, moms. Love you all. Thanks for listening, guys.